Anyways, I think a couple of days back, NBA released their 75 official list of greatest player in the league on the
Yeah.
occasion of celebrating 75th anniversary of NBA. So what they have done is they have retained the 50 greatest players they announced in mid 1990s, mid 1990s, and they have added 25 new players. So the jury were I think maybe some current players, ex players, executives, and media personnel. I think give or take 81 of them were there, if I'm not wrong, and all of them have come up with the 75 list. I will not mention the previous 50. I will just tell you the add-on 25. So just to refresh your memories, so the add-ons are Ray Allen, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Carmelo Anthony, Kobe, Steph, AD, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Kevin Durant, Harden, AI, LeBron, Jason Kidd, Claude, the Kawhi, Damian Lillard, Bob McAdoo, Reggie Miller, Steve Nash, Doug Nowitzki, Chris Paul, Gary Payton, Paul Pierce, D Wade, Russell Westbrook, Dominic Wilkins, and the very, very famous Dennis Rodman. So this is the list. Now, almost all the NBA fans knew that, okay, they were waiting for this list for some time now. And it came, people were excited about it. But when the list came, not everybody was excited about it. So many people were telling names, some names should be there above the others. And some people, are not that deserving right now to be there, maybe later and stuff like that. So today we're going to discuss that. So what we're going to do is each one of us will name a few players who we think should be there on the list, who deserve to be on the list. And the number of players you say should be on the list, you should also name the players you will take out of the list to them to be placed. So that said, we'll start that with Aman. What do you think, Aman? The biggest snubs of the 75 list.
So, I have two names in my mind. All right.
Okay.
So first of all, when they released this NBA all-time 75 list, right? I didn't know they're gonna retain all 50 of those old guys. So just because they retained those 50 old guys, there's so many people who came, who were greater than those 50 guys who came after the 50 were selected. And you cannot put all of those guys in the top 75, so they had to choose just 25 of those guys. And I believe, for me, it's T-Mac, Tracy McGrady and Vince Carter. These two guys are the biggest snubs. I don't know how Vince Carter, he had such a long career. He's probably the big best dunker ever. Stories about Tracy McGrady, right? Kobe Bryant saying he he felt he was one of the most complete players and most difficult players to go against. So I feel these two are the biggest snubs. And so for picking instead, whom can we put these guys, right? So I was I'll not pick two guys both from past, because then you can replace so many guys. And I'll not put both from the present. So I picked one from present. I feel you could easily put Vince Carter over Damian Lillard. It's very easy. I don't see why you didn't do that. Why they didn't go up with that. And for past one, I'll pick Sam Jones. I don't know how Sam Jones was better than T-Mac. I just picked a random old name. I have no idea who he is.
So yeah, as we've all discussed about this, it's very exciting thing. But yeah, of course, the snubs are there. It was bound to be there. I mean, of course, I have Damo there because Damian Lillard. I know at least another couple of guards. He's a guard though, so I know a couple of guards who are way better than him. Be it records, be it total points scored, be it championships. So I'd say Dame is a big snub, and
No,
Klay
he's
Thompson.
not a snub. He's there.
Dame is selected.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Dame is selected, and I think Klay was snubbed.
Okay.
Klay Thompson is clearly snubbed because I mean, you're talking about one of the greatest shooters ever, right? So I don't see Dame winning a championship ever. I mean, he's got maybe 3 to 4 years left. So that's one. And maybe if you give me another one, it's tough. It's really tough. But I have to say, uh, it's my guy Melo. I like Melo, but I'd say apart from the points that he scored, total of 25,000 something, uh, not many other achievements there. But instead of that, instead of Melo, I mean, you could have easily got Dwight Howard or the Joker. Okay, that's I really am a Joker fan because that's one of the most skilled bigs that we have now in the last 2 decades, and maybe the next two as well. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Saad
Okay,
Bhaiya, next.
coming back to my snubs, so one of the first snubs that I'd like to mention is Dwight Howard. Okay, so I think I don't know how they did not get Dwight Howard, and I think there are a lot of names which I truly don't know in the new 25. Okay, obviously there are a lot more names in the top 50 that I don't know, but there are, I mean, like I've heard of them, and Sam Jones was, I think, someone from the Celtics. I think early Celtics. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From
I think Sam.
Bill Russell Celtics, yeah.
Yep. So I think Dwight Howard was one of the biggest snubs that is there, and then I think Klay Thompson. I think these are the two names that usually come, and I don't think Dame also should be there, but I think Dame could make a case later in his career, not now, probably later in his career. As of now, I think the two biggest snubs would be Klay Thompson and Dwight Howard, but I think Dwight deserves to be there for sure.
Okay. Okay, my turn then. I personally believe that like the first thing I thought that okay, why Dwight Howard is not there, because that guy like averaged like 22 points like during his prime time with Orlando, 22 points, and him being the anchor of the defense and they went to finals and they lost to Kobe Bryant. There is no shame losing against Kobe Bryant. Like I say, I think losing against Jordan is also no shame. Losing against Kobe Bryant is also not a shame. So he lost against them. I mean, multiple defensive players and stuff like that. But I personally believe that above Dwight Howard, somebody else deserved. If you talk about defense and stuff, it had to be Dikembe Mutombo. I mean, let me just pull up the stats. So he's like 8 times All Star. 4 times Defensive Player of the Year. Then he led the league in rebounding twice, blocks thrice, and I think he's second in block list after Hakeem. I mean that's and he was a cultural icon, you can say, like that no that that after block doing this, that was Dikembe yeah, that was Dikembe Mutombo. And then after what he did after the NBA also, being the philanthropist he is and all, he would have made a great great piece in that. And one more trivia, when he was playing with Nuggets in 93-94, they made the biggest playoff upset of entire NBA history. They were 8 seed and they beat the first seed Supersonics. So he's a very iconic guy. I don't see why he is not there in the list. And if I have to snub somebody, I mean, if I have to remove somebody to put Dikembe, I would definitely put Damian Lillard. I know that Damian Lillard, will be in that list. Had it been like five more years in that, but I mean, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is.
Damian Lillard is the new Westbrook, dude.
Huh? Yeah,
What?
But like if you see with the likes of Trae Young, he's so young and he has a same play style like Steph and Dame. Yeah. So I don't see Damian Lillard will be like relevant if you see like 10-15 years from now. People will remember Steph. Nobody's gonna remember a cheap.
I don't think they are in the same strata also. Steph and
exactly.
Dame are not in the same strata.
I will say one more name which I wanted to say. I believe the Melo. I don't think Melo deserves in the 75 list, man. I mean, if you pick the name Tracy McGrady, one point of time he was like the guy with Kobe Bryant. People are talking about them both, taking the mental
dominant.
In the league. Tracy McGrady was basically Kevin Durant 2 inches tall, and basically he was not. I mean, that time the 3-point game was not there, and he was like a 2-3 inches shorter Kevin Durant and a faster and more athletic Kevin Durant. He was scary. I mean, he was so fast, and when he used to do that pull up, man, he used to jump the highest. You cannot just block him. You can't block him. He used to score easy. I was reading his his stats and all. I think in 2001 or something he became the most improved player, and then the next 2 years he led the league in scoring. I was like, how you just go from most improved player to now like the number one scoring guy in the league. So and he's the cultural icon, man. I mean, what Melo? I remember nothing of Melo instead of that jab step, and then fumbling. I remember. I mean, telling you honestly, man. It's like, I mean, no disrespect. I mean, kudos to him. He went to the ninth, all-time. I think ninth all-time scoring list. But still, I think for me, I think I will replace him and I will keep. I'll keep T-Mac in there. So with that,
like
okay.
I think it's because of the injury. Like if you consider that way, right? Even Brandon Roy should be on the list then. If you
And
remember Brandon Roy,
why Grant Hill is not there, man? If that is
okay, one more thing. Why? I don't know. I didn't want to put T-Mac in the list. I just want to know that what is so different between T-Mac and James Harden. I mean, if you just want to take a look at that.
I mean, he scored a lot without fouling.
Yeah, like, and he did not fake as much as James Harden did.
Huh?
Yeah, no, he certainly had that touch to his game. I agree, but he was not as what do I say? Like the kind of fouls he drew, he was getting hit for real. He was not locking his arm.
Let's not talk about the foul, dude.
No, it's not the foul. The versatility of his offensive game was different than James, because
let me tell you why. Let me answer you. Kobe Bryant had multiple interviews. He has said he said that T-Mac can do basically everything I do, but he's 6'9".
Yeah,
he's like he's a 6'9" guy who moves like 6'3" guy. Just imagine
that's one thing, right? That's one more thing, that you are basically KD of the previous generation, but your downsides are so much that people are finding it hard to put you in top 75.
I don't think, man. Many
people I agree that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can make a case for him. So, like looking at the people who selected the 75, that why would they have had made the decision to not select him is probably because of his injuries. Like it's good to address it. Right?
And one more thing is he never got out of first round of the playoffs.
That's one of the things I'm talking about.
Yeah, but how does that go with Clay? Clay has got this one injury in his career. Before that, he has never got injured in his entire career. He's coming back for sure. Yeah.
No, Clay is different. Clay was a tone setter along with Steph over there. I mean, like Clay has almost, except for his injury, there are no downsides to Clay's game. From his offense to his defense to his chemistry to just taking to not being the main guy, to not being even the second guy for some time. I mean, when you can literally put him on a team and be a borderline playoff team as him being the primary scoring option. And I'm not saying that T-Mac, Clay was better than T-Mac, okay, just as an offensive this thing. But if you take an overall game, then and obviously you could make the same case for Dennis Rodman. Obviously he could never be even the second option on most teams, okay? But then he'd make the top 75. If you think like that, I'm just talking player to player.
He is in the top 75.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, he is. But you may not be able to, start him off and then put 4 average guys with Clay and then expect the team to get you to the finals or something. But with T-Mac, if you put 4 average players with him, you could believe that he could shoulder that responsibility.
T-Mac was the icon, man.
He was the first round.
Difference.
Yeah. T-Mac was the guy.
He never got into the first round. Come on, James.
I mean, it's about the confidence.
The
confidence.
Come on.
Don't talk about Yao Ming.
Anyways.
I'm going to have to start making the case that Dame was a better player than T-Mac.
Okay, then. I think we are done with
Yusuf
this.
Nurkic. I'll say Yusuf Nurkic.
Okay, guys. We are done with this topic. We'll move on to the prediction of this season.
Bring in the ruckus like सब बन बैठे यहाँ भगवान क्योंकि बनना नहीं है किसी को इंसान कूद कूद के करते खुद के गुणगान फैंस इनके सारे बंद कर लो कान